Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plami and in this episode of Ray Decay, I'm gonna be reacting to Enhypen's Let Me In. And why the hell do they have another music video so soon after debut? I don't know. I'm curious about one thing though, that being how high budgeted this music video is going to be. Because I feel like their debut song, Given or Taken, wasn't really that high budget. I mean, it wasn't low budget, but it wasn't also like crazy high budget, because considering that they came out of like uh, a reality show, you would think that maybe Big Hit and I think CGNM, I think they created this group, would have maybe poured a little bit more money for the debut music video, because in comparison to even like TXT's debut music video, it is lower quality. I feel like, at least. I don't know, maybe it's just the director for the music video that made it feel like that. I don't know. So I'm curious about how that's gonna be. And this is actually gonna be my first dive into more of Enhypen's music, because so far I only have the experience of their title track, as you might have seen in my previous video in which I reacted to them, to Given or Taken. And I actually like that song quite a lot, even though I might have complained about it during my reaction and maybe compared it to TXT's music, which again, I still consider that to be the case. I feel like Enhypen and TXT's music is not that far off from each other. I still like that song quite a lot and I have listened to it quite a lot, so I'm curious how I'm gonna feel about this one. So I guess without further ado, let's get into it and see that in 3, 2, 1. Is this where Big Hit stores their trainees? Until they decide to debut them? Ooh. I have a few things to say about that opening line. Okay, I actually kind of like it already. I love how explosively, all of the members just jumped at me at the beginning of it. That was actually really cool. And yeah, listening to more of their music doesn't really change my opinion about the fact that music is not that far off from TXT. Like, if you told me that this was TXT, I would have believed you. But I don't hate them for it, you know? I don't care. I only care about getting good music at the end of the day. And yeah, I can definitely also say for sure that Big Hit, because they're still a Big Hit group, I still count them as a big group, definitely has a style to their music production, to their performances and everything. Because I'm getting a lot of similarities to TXT and Big Hit in terms of dancing and music in general. I know it might be annoying that I keep comparing them, so I'm gonna try to not do that. In terms of the budget of this music video, I feel like the budget is about the same for both. Maybe the debut music video was a little bit more cinematic at times. But they're not that far off from each other in terms of budget. At least that's how it feels. Found my thumbnail. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, their performance is actually pretty cool, but, and again, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to compare them, but they just remind me of TXT just too much. Because one of the things that I love about TXT is their very energetic performances and dancing, and this group has it as well. And the thing that I wanted to say about this opening line, I wanna be a boyfriend, I know that other groups have said it as well, but nowadays I feel like this kind of pandering to the sassing fans really kind of is starting to bother me. Maybe it's the boomer inside of me speaking, because at this point I'm 20 years old, and most K-pop fans are probably around the age I was when I first got into it, which was 16. I got into it in 2016. And maybe I'm just more mature at this point to realize how pandering and focusing on the obsessive fans maybe K-pop is, but singing this kind of thing in the beginning of a song is just like, it's kind of like screaming at the fans, love me, love me. It's like pandering to their fantasies, and I don't really like it. I know it's just probably just a innocent line or whatever, but I don't know, it just bothers me a little bit. I'd rather not have that, you know. I feel like it's just pandering to the worst of the K-pop fans in a way, which is not to say that those fans don't deserve to be pandered to necessarily, but I don't know, just it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, for lack of a better term. But yeah, in terms of the song, I like it. I like it. It's very much in line with their title track, and I hope that it means that the rest of the songs in their debut album are just as good, because Given or Taken was their title track, and this is supposed to be a B-side, but in terms of quality, there doesn't seem to be a drop-off in any way, shape, or form. So I'm hoping that the rest of the album is gonna be as good, and maybe I'm gonna consider doing the album reaction maybe in the next few days if I get the time. I'm not gonna promise anything, because I believe there's like 3 songs maybe left in the mini album that need to be reacted to, so might as well do it. But I don't want to promise anything, although how many likes I get for this video could definitely influence how soon I'm gonna be reacting to that. But yeah, we're gonna have to react to it a second time, as I do for every song, so let's get into it again in 3, 2, 1. Honestly, at this point in K-pop, anything can be a nice aesthetic. Put a piece of nylon cover on the members, aesthetic shot. I love how they jump at you in the beginning. It really makes the song hit harder than it actually is. I also love how, very similarly to a lot of 4th generation boy groups, their outfits in this music video are very individualistic and kind of like something, I don't know how to say it, maybe like something I would like to wear. And like normal, just good looking outfits, you know, that are also very individualized to the members, although it's not the case in all shots. I don't get who thought that the white pantsuits or whatever it's called look good, because they don't, at least in my opinion. Okay, I'm actually surprised by how much I actually like Enhypen's music, because I'm a huge I would say hater of Big Hit. So they had a lot against them when I first like learned about them, especially considering they were coming from like a reality show, like a survival show, which I hate because most of the time it means that the group is going to probably disband in 2 years, so there's no point for me to get invested into it. And also because in those shows I might get into a certain member if I watch it and then be sad and angry that that member didn't make it to the group. So I'm not really a big fan of those. So that also was standing against them, but they actually managed to break through that and make me like them quite a lot. Because I also am not a big fan of the kind of production style for the music that they're doing, because it's very much the same as what TXT is doing, and even BTS as well, with like the heavy autotune and uniformification of the voices of the members, where you don't hear different voices for the members, you just hear one tone that is very high-pitched. That's one thing about Big Hit's production that I hate. I don't understand. Do they have a fucking fetish with the autotune? For the autotune? I don't understand it. I don't. I think Enhypen, TXT, and current BTS would have been much better if Big Hit stuck to the more hip-hop sound that they had. Yes, it might have been kind of similar to YG's music style, but I think it would have been better and would have felt better and less manufactured. Because right now, as much as I think that these kids are talented and can sing, the fact that I can not hear their voices, if I gotta be honest, over the damn autotune and vocal layering and other audio effects that they're employing, it's just making me it's making it harder for them, because they are talented, they can sing, they can rap, but you cannot hear any of that because Big Hit has a fetish for autotune for some reason. And it's the same for TXT, although I feel like they are at this point able to break through a little bit more maybe, but still, I wish they stopped with the autotune, because the best song by TXT is, funnily enough, when they did the cover of BTS's Dope, and I think it was from like a V-Live or something, and I love how clear the voices of the members was. You can actually hear their different voices, like they weren't uniform, they were different. So I wish I could hear Enhypen without that as well. But anyway, I got a little sidetracked. So as I was saying, there was a lot standing against Enhypen for me to like them, but they actually managed to break through, and I'm actually glad about that, because I kind of like them. Like, it's not like I wanted to hate them, but there was a lot of reasons why I would find it very easy to hate them, you know. But I'm glad that I don't have to. Although I still prefer the music of the fourth generation from groups like Treasure, Stray Kids, 80s, and Hypen. As much as I like them, are still like, I mean, I don't want to say they're my least favorite or whatever, but they're never going to be my favorite for as long as they're doing not only kind of knockoff TXT, but this kind of like Big Hit production style music. Until they kind of remove that, they're never going to break out of being at least like, okay, I like them, to like, oh my god, I'm in love with them level. But still, they don't necessarily have to. I guess I'm gonna stay a casual fan forever, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so yeah, my opinion of the song after the second listen didn't really change that much. I still liked it in the first listen. In the second listen, I didn't really like it more. I didn't really like it less. It's still pretty much the same. What I'm more interested by is how good are the rest of the songs of the album going to be, but we're not going to be checking out that today or tomorrow, probably in the next week, like before 31st of December, depending on how much I'm able to react to in terms of the music videos that I have a backlog of, but we'll see. Anyway, in terms of the rating for this song, I think I'm going to give it an 8.4. I think I'm gonna give it an 8.2 at the very least and an 8.4 at most. Because it's a good song, like I like it, but it didn't end up being better than Given or Taken, which wasn't something it should have necessarily. But it felt pretty much in line, maybe a little worse than it, because Given or Taken at least had a title track feel to it, while this one, obviously not the title track, but still could have benefited if it had that feeling to it. But yeah, I still like it, don't get me wrong, and there's not really much bad about it that I can point out, except the things that I'm bothered by in terms of the production, like that is common for big hit groups in general. So there's not much holding the song back except that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the list in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories. Because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you end up enjoying my stories or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon where you can pledge your support and help with the channel going. Help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!